This is a genuine account of the underwater nuclear test conducted by the U.S. military in 1946 at Bikini Atoll in the Marshall Islands. When the atomic bomb detonated, a massive white water dome suddenly rose from the calm surface of the ocean. Approximately 2 million tons of seawater and sand were hurled into the air, creating a water wall 1,800 meters high, 610 meters wide, and 91 meters thick. Before the detonation, about 95 warships were densely arranged on the ocean surface, including 2 aircraft carriers, 5 battleships for cruisers, 12 destroyers, 8 submarines, 60 various landing crafts and transport ships, and 3 barges. The governor of the Marshall Islands' indigenous population was also invited to witness the experiment. And upon boarding the USS Mount McKinley, Rear Admiral Blandy, the commander of the Joint Task Force, welcomed him. The atomic bomb, codenamed Baker, was placed in a steel caisson submerged 27 meters underwater. Steel cables suspended the caisson beneath the LSM-60, a 1,000-ton amphibious landing ship positioned at the center of the target fleet. The bomb was detonated via radio signal. The target ships were ready. The abandoned ship signal had been raised, and scientists and crew members were leaving the vessels. The last to leave the LSM-60 was Colonel Parsons, a nuclear expert who set the bomb's detonation mechanism before departing by speedboat to join the observation fleet 18.5 kilometers east of the atoll, safely away from radiation. The observation fleet's flagship was the USS Shangri-La. Colonel Parsons, a renowned atomic bomb expert, reported to Admiral Blandy aboard the flagship that everything was ready. Entry to the flagship was tightly controlled, with nearly all personnel aboard being scientists from the Los Alamos laboratory. They were responsible for the test and detonation, utilizing automatic cameras, radiation detectors, and air sample collectors for the experiment. Regarding support forces, the Navy deployed 150 auxiliary ships and 42,000 personnel stationed across the area, quietly awaiting humanity's first underwater nuclear explosion. Since seawater filters out harmful ultraviolet rays and most visible light, observers didn't need protective goggles and could watch the target ships on the horizon directly. Everyone in the fleet stood ready to document this historic moment 2 minutes before detonation. Dr. Holloway, the leader of the Los Alamos laboratory, and the entire fleet were gripped by tense anticipation. With 5 seconds remaining, the countdown ended at 8:35 a.m., and the operator pressed the detonation button. Following a dazzling flash, a massive white water dome suddenly surged from the tranquil sea, rising nearly a mile high within less than a second. A thick water column supported the dome, resembling a radiant, crystalline tree trunk. 1 second after the detonation, the explosion propelled 2 million tons of seawater and sand from a 150-meter-wide area into the air, creating a water wall 1,800 meters high, 610 meters wide, and 91 meters thick. The resulting cavity in the ocean sucked in large quantities of seabed sand and rock, which were thrown into the dense cloud along with radioactive material. This resembled black cauliflowers growing atop a gleaming white mushroom cap. Massive waves and mist obscured nearby ships, enveloping everything in a white haze. 12 seconds after the detonation, the water wall collapsed under gravity, forming a colossal 270-meter-high waterfall. This waterfall fell from the sky, creating a highly radioactive surge that submerged most target ships. At the epicenter, the LSM-60 landing ship was vaporized by the nuclear blast. 8 additional warships sank, including the battleships USS Arkansas and I.J. Nagato, USS Saratoga, USS Apigon, USS Pilotfish, USS Skipjack, and the YO-160 oil barge. The heavy cruiser Prince Eugen sustained severe damage and sank during towing in December. The test's destructive force primarily resulted from the water pressure shockwave, while radioactive fallout contaminated nearly all the target ships.